The Last Mission, A Journey Through Time, Part 1. Jack Benton met the floor with a thump. Dry heaves racked his body as another wave of nausea struck. His head throbbed, but the tingling began to dissipate. Symptoms of transit. Each trip was worse than the last. He sat up and took a deep breath. Controlling his breathing and focusing helped to get rid of the nausea. Not a lot, but some. But the gaudy green and red carpet brought back another wave of queasiness. He surveyed the room. Yet, same sleazy motel room, he thought. Just like the last 5 times. Rickety desk with broken chair and 1980s chest of drawers. Light green peeling paint and curtains from hell. Typical thin mattress and aged bedspread. The usual trappings of a cheap motel. He leaned his head back against the bed, closed his eyes and took another deep breath. His stomach calmed and headache turned to a dull ache. Failure still haunted him. 5 previous attempts, 5 failed missions. Maybe this time, but it would have to be the last. Another trip through the portal wasn't possible. The enemy invaded the lab as he stepped through the portal in his time. The retrieval module couldn't take him back. There would be no portal to go through. No chance left. He pushed himself onto the bed and held his head. The military backpack lay battered from years of use. He grabbed the phone from inside and checked the date. Right on time. November 6, 2022, 8:17 a.m. Behind the date and time, a picture of Angie and the 3-year-old daughter greeted him through the cracked screen. Her bright blue eyes stared at him. Long blonde hair and a brilliant smile. She seemed to smile even when she frowned. Married 3 years, their short time was always an adventure. He ran his finger around the outline of Angie's face and stared at his daughter. He missed them. They were alive in the now. The urge to call them was strong. But if he did, he might not complete the mission. He remembered their last time together, just before he shipped out. A last breakfast at the White Wolf Cafe. The last scrambled eggs and bacon he ate in 27 years. She dropped him at the base airport, a fleeting kiss goodbye. He had no idea what he signed up for. Her picture brought back another memory. A face, oval with large black eyes, 2 slits for a nose and another for the mouth. Thin and small with light gray skin and a large head. A gray. No time to rest, he thought. Standing was a challenge as the room seemed to move around him, but he made it to the bathroom with the help of the wall. He rinsed out the sour taste of vomit. The face in the mirror while he shaved still amazed him. The close-cropped hair and soft brown eyes stared back. The trip always replaced his aging body with a younger one and left him in the same clothes and with the same equipment he left with. The advantages to time travel. He let the hot water wash over him. So long since he enjoyed hot water. He dried with a scratchy towel and went to dress. The dirty brown fatigues felt familiar after so many years of combat. The fatigues were much too big. He spent 7 years' worth in the SEALs serving his country. The next 27 would harden him further. Years of battles won, but mostly lost. Years of trying to make things right. He dressed and pulled the mission plans from his backpack. They were all too familiar. He knew them by heart. The layout was always the same, only the approach different. He had to recount all of the missions that went wrong. People died, people on his team. He called up his phone app and checked on his team. They would be in different rooms in the same motel. 4 names appeared, charts next to each. Heaviness seeped into his bones as he scanned the readings. Only 2 showed a steady heartbeat. He and Alexandra Torres. Great, at least a newbie, he thought. 3 didn't survive the trip. 3 more casualties of war. Not everyone could make the trip through time. He was lucky. A team of 2 now. They must succeed. The world depended upon it. Their world and others. He exhaled and called Alex. His last computer nerd died on the mission. Jack was the brawn to Alex's brains. As a 20-year-old, Alex was a computer whiz and the youngest member of the contact team. "Alex," he said. "Hey boss. You okay?" "Best as can be expected. You didn't tell me about the nausea." "Yay, sorry. See you at the car in 10. "Roger, boss." Jack grabbed his pack and took one more look around the motel room. At least he wouldn't see it again. Still, it offered luxury not found where he came from. He hurried down the stairs while trying to come up with a new plan. One that worked with two people. Alex stood by the rental in the deserted parking lot. She nodded as they got in. "Hey," he said. "Hey yourself." Like Jack, she was dressed in fatigues. She threw her backpack in the car and plopped down in the well-worn seat. "I've never seen you at this age. You look great." "You too, boss." "Look, the plan won't work with two. We have to come up with a new one." "Roger that," Alex replied. "Any ideas?" "Not at the moment." The sedan struggled as the winter wind blew hard from the north. Snow swirled across the highway on their way to Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota. Jack reviewed plans gathered from their earlier missions for the 100th time and recommitted every detail to memory. How are we going to get this done? He thought. He analyzed every mistake and solutions to each. Still nothing popped out at him. "I've never seen snow," Alex said. "Yay," he replied. "Since they started terraforming, there's been nothing but heat. This time we can't fight our way into their computer rooms. It will take finesse. The portal needs to go. I'll figure something out." Alex looked through her pack and checked her phone. Down to 30%. A 70% loss during transit. Past trips helped them put together an interface so they could integrate with the Grey's equipment. Software on her phone allowed her to tap directly into the operating systems and erase all data. The virus would spread along the alien network to not only erase their ability to construct another portal but to disable their ships and weapons as well. The portal activated in just 2 hours. Once it did and the delegation from Earth went through, Grey soldiers poured through on hours later. They would quickly subdue the humans and begin their conquest. Larger portals on the runways would be set up to allow their larger equipment to enter the human world. The rest was history, or would be. Base security waved them through and they parked outside a hangar deep inside the base. Jack and Alex stopped and eyed the 4 triangular craft. Black and triangular with half spheres at each point. Jack knew from history that only 12 Grey craft existed on the planet. They made a long journey across the stars, taking years to reach Earth. He swore under his breath and continued in the hangar. The cavernous building was over 400,000 square feet in size and could hold 7 football fields for 2 Lockheed C-5 Galaxy transports. Yellow outlined a square at one end that took up half the floor space of the hangar. Row after row of computer and control consoles occupied a third of the area, dwarfing NASA's mission control. Huge monitors covered the walls on either side with an elevated platform for the command staff to monitor the operation.
Subscribe, like, and comment. Watch these videos next.